Hey there everyone, it's Mike Thomas here. You guys know me as Mike from Maine, and I'm back with these reaction videos. So let's jump into it. We're taking a look at a video called AI Influencers Are Getting Filthy Rich. Let's build one. And they're going out there and they're building these like girl AI bots and making money from it. This is weird and kind of crazy at the same time, but let's go. And I'm going to give this video a like. If you guys can go ahead and like my video as well, it really helps out with my YouTube channel and I appreciate it so much. And hit that subscribe button and bell notification. Let's jump into this and see what this is all about.
Allow me to introduce you to Aitana. She's an Instagram model from Barcelona who's been going viral, but she's also just like totally chill and down to earth. She's into fitness.
She's really pretty. I mean, isn't that what everyone wants nowadays? We look at the Instagram and this is the traditional hot girl from Instagram. Look at that.
In video games. And yeah, if you're wondering, she does have additional photos on our subscription tier, which brings in about 10 grand per month.
That's crazy. She's making $10,000 per month.
Before you sign up though, there's one thing I need to disclose, and it really shouldn't matter unless you're some kind of bigot, technophobic Nazi, but she's not a biological female. She is a woman, but entirely artificial.
Isn't that crazy? She's completely made up and making $10,000 a month on one of those adult sites there. That's just crazy, and she's not even real. I wonder how they're making her.
It is November 29th, 2023, and you're watching The Code Report. By the end of this video, you'll know how to build your own army of AI influencers entirely for free using open source generative image models like Stable Diffusion XL and checkpoints like Juggernaut that can produce highly realistic images.
I think it's cool now that people, like regular people, can do this, and it's not just like tech people anymore. The technology is available, so you can go in there and build this kind of stuff and not have to have any graphic design skills.
First generative adversarial networks appeared about 10 years ago, and at first could only produce tiny images that you could barely make out. But now anyone can produce high-resolution realistic images, good enough to trick sad lonely men into buying the NSFW content. It's extremely sad and depressing that the agency behind this thing is making a six-figure income.
It's just crazy that they're making $10,000 a month from this. This influencer has nearly 150,000 Instagram followers and makes over $10,000 a month. There's just one catch: she's not real. Like, I could see people doing this even if you were making $5,000 a month, or if you were even if you were making $100 a month and it was just something you did in your spare time. I mean, this could be it's the beginning of something a little bit scary.
Especially during the sacred month of No Nut November. Content like this is rotting the brains of billions of men around the world. Although they are doing a 50% off sale right now, so it does look like a pretty good value actually. Luckily, 95% of this channel is comprised of high-value alpha males, which means we don't need to consume content like that. Instead, we reverse engineer it so we can exploit it for financial gain. There are many tools out there that can help you become an AI PIMP, like you might be familiar with.
I would love to see someone go out there and do something similar to this. I mean, maybe not necessarily the same thing, but create just like a fitness account and just monetize it with affiliate links and stuff. I mean, you could definitely do that.
Midjourney and Dolly from OpenAI, but these are paid closed source products that also contain a bunch of unwanted safety layers. Luckily, there's a great open source ecosystem around generative AI. The most well-known base model is Stable Diffusion XL, which was released in late July 2023. Gigantic models like this take an absurd amount of computing power, but luckily it's possible to fine-tune them by creating what's called a checkpoint using some additional specialized training data. Now, you don't have to worry about this part.
Yeah, that all kind of goes over my head a little bit,
because people have already created a bunch of different checkpoints, which you can find on websites like Civet AI, some of which are highly optimized for photorealism. Now, the next part of the puzzle is finding a UI where we can actually work with these models without having to write any code. The most well-known option is the Stable Diffusion Web UI. It's an incredibly powerful tool, but might be a little overwhelming for a beginner.
It would be overwhelming for me.
There's just a lot of different buttons to push. Another cool option is Comfy UI, which has a drag and drop editor that works kind of like Blender or Unreal Engine. But the one I'm using in this video is Focus or Focus, and I'll explain why I like it in just a minute. You'll notice all these AI UIs look very similar, and that's because they're based on another open source project called Gradio.
The one that I know and I'm most familiar with, like I keep hearing, of course, ChatGPT and Midjourney over and over and over again. Those are the big ones, but I just keep on hearing new things are coming out all the time, and this is just getting crazy.
And an interesting side note is that Gradio builds the front end with Svelte. Pretty cool, but let's get started. Check out the install instructions, but basically all you do is clone the repo, create a virtual environment for Python, and install the packages.
I could see people learning how to do this. I mean, it looks pretty techy, but learning how to do this and providing this as a service for others and selling these kind of things, and you can make a ton of money. Or just creating these kind of Instagram accounts and then building them up and selling them.
Once that's done, you run this Python script, which will then automatically download the default models in the background. These files are multiple gigabytes large, so it may take a while. The base model is Juggernaut XL, which is based on Stable Diffusion and works pretty well for realistic images. You now have the power at your fingertips to prompt out any image you can imagine. The thing I like about Focus is that in many ways it feels similar to Midjourney, but it's free and the UI is way more intuitive. I'm running it
I wonder why it's free and where Midjourney is paid.
with a mod
Maybe it's harder to use. I mean, Midjourney is a lot easier to use, perhaps.
NVIDIA 3070, and it usually takes about 45 seconds to generate 2 quality images. What's really cool though is that if you click on the Advanced tab, you'll get options for performance, aspect ratio, and the number of images, but there's also a tab for style, and we can mix and match these different styles to get far different results, like this retro video game style, or maybe an anime style. But in order to generate our AI influencer, I'm going to go with the default settings along with focus photograph, create a prompt that's highly specific, and add some imperfections like rough skin, no makeup, etc. to make it more realistic. And now our influencer is born. Now let's go ahead and
Look at that. That looks amazing.
save this as our base
It
image.
looks like a real person.
Then create a new prompt and check the box for input image. Drop the base image here to blend multiple images and text together. Now click on the advanced box below the image to fine tune the way the image is blended. In this case, we'll go with face swap and then write a text prompt of doing yoga at the beach, giving us that perfect shot for the gram. But most importantly, we have pretty good continuity between the faces.
The only thing, it looks almost right there. That looks too good to be true. Like there needs to be some kind of some imperfections for people to believe that it's real.
And the hand
Or does it really matter? Do they really care if it's real?
almost look totally realistic. But when you have imperfections,
Oh, look at those imperfections. It looks like there's an extra little end to her pinky.
you can go back to the image prompt, but this time go to in paint or outpaint, and then paint across the parts that are messed up. Tell it what you want to fix, then it will regenerate
That's
those
neat.
parts of the image. Congratulations, you just built your own artificial influencer.
You did it!
But photos are only the beginning. Yesterday, Pika Labs released an insane video demoing their text-to-video platform. It's closed source, but luckily Stability AI just introduced Stable Diffusion Video last week, and
It's just getting crazy.
I can only imagine what kind of depraved content you guys will use that for.
Crazy. I mean, this stuff coming out, I just keep on getting amazed. And the things that people are using it for are so just basic right now. I mean, someone's gone out there and made an Instagram model with this, but you could go out there and use this to create so many different things. You can create helpful things with this. It's just like the monetization means for this is just crazy. I'm looking forward to seeing people what they do. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have any ideas on how you would monetize this. And thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you like this video. It really helps out on the YouTube channel and I appreciate it. And hit that subscribe button and bell notification. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again in my next video. Thanks.